So today, everybody, we here to talk about a place called Willard Asylum. Um, it's located at 7175 North Main Street, in Ovid, New York, zip code 14521. So Willard Asylum, it opened in the year of 1869 to take care of chronic ill mental patients. Um, the Willard the Willard Asylum received its first patients on October 13th, 1869. So 1869 is when they opened up, when they first received their patients. They was new to the game in 1869. Um, Willard Asylum sat on over 1,000 acres of land. Um, so Wilbur Wilbur relied on a self-sufficient system that kind of ran the day-to-day as far as the hospital. So they had farmland, and if you were a patient at this particular hospital in 1869, starting from the first day, even though you were sick or ill in some kind of way, you still had to work the farmland, regardless of no matter what. Everybody has to work. To me, I find that a little bit crazy because you're gonna put mentally ill people to work. I understand, in the 19, in the 18, in the 18, in the 1800s overall. I understand things were just different overall, but that's crazy. I'm not gonna lie. Because it's like, how you gonna put somebody to work, and if they don't understand, no funny, if they don't understand how to walk down the hallway the correct way, how do you expect them to be at one station or in a certain place doing a certain thing? They need structure, and I don't think, any asylum, if they do have structure, it's asylum structure. It's ran different. But in today's time, you guys, asylums aren't ran the way they were back in the day. So yeah, so the Wilbur Asylum site had over 70 buildings, excuse me. They had over 70 buildings, a cemetery, and an operating movie theater during the time Wilbur Asylum was up and running. They had a lot of stuff. So Wilburd's Asylum housed over 4,000 patients and had over 1,000 employees. It's a lot of people. More than half of its 50,000. So over time, they had 50,000 patients, guys. 50,000 plus over time in the hospital. Half of the population of 50,000 people died in Wilburd's Asylum Hospital. It's crazy. It's wild. So Wilbur Asylum, throughout the years open, they basically utilized and they used various methods of treatment on patients, as of hypotherapy, Turkish baths, insulin shock therapy, and eventually, when the year of 1942 strike and it came, they eventually switched to electroshock therapy by 1942. Not gonna lie, back in the days, a lot of these asylums they ran by their own system, and they were, it was a lot of inhumane things going on back then. It was wild. to be honest, some of the things that I do research on and I hear about, and some of the things that happened within the hospital when it was open, and I'm like, sometimes it just it kind of baffles me to be like, it's always something that surprises me. It really does, because you don't expect for people to treat other humans like this. It's wild. But like I said, guys, it was a different time. Um, so on Willard Asylum grounds, there there's burials of patients on over 25 acres of land, which is a cemetery that is exactly on the site. It's always been there. Uh, so most of the graves of the patients from the Willard Asylum Hospital, they are put in unmarked anonymous graves. So there is over 25 acres of land of patients in unmarked anonymous graves. So back then, if you were sick, obviously you went to asylum hospital. If you died, it was dependent on hopefully a family member or a parent or something like that would come down and claim your body if you passed away. In this particular situation right here, there was no family or friends or anyone to come and claim these people's bodies. And that's why they went into unmarked graves. And sometimes you might hear of, it might be an unmarked grave and they're labeled as a number. That's because no one actually came to claim who they were. Which I didn't understand that, because if they were reported to be, if they were already in the hospital, and they actually lived there, I'm pretty sure they had their names and everything on file. So I don't quite understand that there. But so anyway, guys, moving on. In the year of 1995, Willard Asylum would close. Before it would close, well, as the year of 1995 was approaching, they knew eventually they would have to shut down. I'm sure of it as it got closer to 1995. But just before that, why they were in operations and going, it was a booming time for them. At that time, they were the largest mental asylum in the U.S. Just before closing of 1995. Yeah, as well. Guys, so that was it for this video. I thank you guys for hearing me out, watching the videos. Like, comment, subscribe, share if you like. I thank you for all your support, and I got more on the way. My name is Chris. I'm rocking with y'all, and y'all rocking with me. Peace.